won the fight. I think
Thank
a lot
you.
of people did. Losing that fight, a tough decision like that, and you were already angry that week when you came in. I'll be honest, I was worried about you after that. What were the days and weeks after that fight like for you?
Well, I rewatched the fight. There was a period of time there, especially when I was on that win streak, I wasn't watching my fights or my opponents, and then after the junior fight, I was like, it would be wise for me to study a little more. So I started watching myself more than anything. What are these guys watching? What these camps are investing a lot of time watching what I do. So pretty unpredictable and unorthodox, and I use that to my advantage. So I'm just trying to watch for all the little nuanced things that they do. And in this particular last fight, was not happy with my performance. I mean, that's a fight I should finish within the first or second round. I firmly believe if we would have had a 5-round fight like he had with Junior, I was going to finish him in the 4th round. I think there was no doubt about that. He was heavily fatigued. I'd shut both of his eyes, and I was feeling pretty good. I actually picked it up. I beat him by a 2-to-1 ratio in the 3rd round, but somehow the 2 of the judges gave him that round. It makes no sense. All 3 scorecards were different. ESPN asked me to talk that night about it, and I didn't want to. It was too fresh, and I didn't want to call him and just sound like I was complaining, because I've said for 20 years, don't let it go to the judges. Literally, since I started the sport, my amateur career, was embedded in me. You don't ever let it go to the judges, and I've tried to stand by that. I don't like to win my fights that way anyway, so it is what it is. I mean, it was really unfortunate, even though I think I did do enough to win the fight. I just went back, and it was a different feeling. When I fought Junior, I clearly lost 5 rounds, and I didn't dispute that. I didn't perform well, and I could handle it. This fight was different because it was like so much media, and people were telling me I won the fight. Then I watched the fight, and I was like, I did win the fight. It was different because I took a loss, and I lost half my money, but I didn't lose. I mean, so many people felt I won. So it was like I've never experienced this before. It's either I lose for sure or I win for sure. You know what I mean? I've never really been in this situation. So I still just take responsibility for, hey, I know I can perform better. I had 3 years off. I've tried hard to not let layoffs affect me. There's no doubt after 3 years, did I go in? Was I hesitant the first round? There's no doubt. I just was what I didn't want to do is go out and throw a bunch, and then all of a sudden I'm putting my hands on my knees in the second round. I'm really, really feel good. I hope that I can keep showing it. The week of the fights is trying to learn this. 20 years and I'm still learning. But my conditioning is in a place it's never, ever been before. For me to fight that well in a 3rd round, I mean, that should bother the heavyweight division, because I've never been that well off in a 3rd round, ready to go rounds 4 and 5. Basically training for 5-round fights now. So I can really, really pick it up in the next 3 rounds. For a 3-round fight, I can pick it up. And now I know where my body's at, getting this fight out of the way. I'm going to pick up as this last fight. I'm going to continue on round 4 or 5, whatever. Go out and start the fight.
Can you share what was going through your mind or your emotions that last fight week? Because when you stood in front of us last time, you were doing your media obligations, but it was very clear you didn't want to speak to us.
It's just the whole USADA thing just bothered me so much. It was just such a dark time for me, the whole situation. I did talk to TSN guys about it. I did kind of say a little bit about it. I just want to first clarify, just so the UFC knows, that I've never been more proud to be a part of the UFC than now. And they didn't ask the doctors to treat me. They had nothing to do with it, and they kind of handed it off to USADA. USADA do its job. My issues was with USADA, and it was what happened after the fact with other fighters. This whole leniency and inconsistency that really it bothered me, because I feel most for guys like Tom Lawler and Loyola Machida and Josh Barnett. I mean, these guys had years taken off, and then you see other people having the same issues, getting 6-month suspensions, and he's like, it's just not right. And my situation was pretty messed up, because I did have this full medical staff treating me, and everybody was arguing it. And I can understand, USADA could come out and be like, hey, this was an unfortunate situation, this is what happened, but this is our regulations, this has to be it. And just at least to notify it, hey, Ben wasn't cheating. See, everything changed when they started talking about levels of things. When they started saying, oh, well, the levels were low, it didn't matter, for these other people, well, then mine should have been completely part of it, because then, there was no cheating. Everything was regulated, all the testing was done by my doctors, everything was showing where they're at, why they were doing it, why the therapist couldn't treat me because I had physical conditions, and then when that was fixed, then they could treat me, and by that time USADA had already did everything, and it was just a big, I guess it was a challenge. One of the greatest challenges of my life was getting through this, and I did. I did get through it, and I'm strong. I can honestly say I feel better and stronger than I've ever have in my life. Even at 37 years old, the age is just a number right now. At least for the next few years, I know it's going to be that way because I have never had this kind of conditioning, this strength, and my skill set. The fact that I keep learning at this age. I try to teach all the guys younger than me. You guys understand I've been doing this for 20 years, and I'm still learning. And that's because of my coaches, Nelson Machado with my conditioning, scientist, and Luis Claudio, in my opinion, one of the best black belts. Hickson Gracie's second black belt ever. I mean, I'm very, very proud to be in my position. And for me, I have yet to show my best.